Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. Like I mentioned yesterday in the description, if you saw that, we're going to be looking at some stall. Now, this is a team that I used and I am currently using. That has actually been pretty fun. I have two games for you, one against this kind of weird hail with Aurorus instead of Arctivish, or instead of Alolan Ninetales. So let's get right into it. So here, leading Hippowdon, they lead Dragonite. They click Dragon Dance. I obviously click Whirlwind. Now they get Landorus T and click Stealth Rock, and I click Stealth Rock. And now they click Defog, and I click Whirlwind. They get Ferrothorn here, so I go out into Xatu, bouncing the Toxic back. And now I just go for a U-turn and land on Hippowdon. They click Gyro Ball, does basically nothing. I go back into Xatu here as they try to click Toxic again. And here I click Wish, and Gyro Ball does 62%. So I can click Protect here. And basically here I'm stalling out just all of their Gyro Balls. They make a good protecting click Giga Drain here. It actually does quite a big chunk. They get Toxic off, and I can Whirlwind them out into Dragapult. However, I have an Umbreon, so this really is not that big of a threat. Draco does almost nothing. Like, basically nothing. Anyway, they go out into Urshifu, and I click Wish. However, I'm taking 0 chances, so I go into Buzzwole, because Unseen Fist is a really annoying ability. So, that close combat from that damage, because I'm max HP, max defense, Impish, that is actually Choice Band. I click Ice Punch, predicting Dragapult. They click Flamethrower on my Buzzwole, however, so my Melmetal takes damage and gets burned, which is pretty unfortunate actually. It's kind of useless burned though, so it's not great. However, I do have Heal Bell, so I guess I could be saving it. Anyways, I click Earthquake a few times to get it quite low actually, but they keep clicking Scald, which I think is an interesting move, but they gotta recover here, right? So here I go into Umbreon, they click Recover, and I click Wish as they just click Scald, and now I could go into Melmetal, but I decide that, better not to risk them clicking Scald and me actually dying. So I just click Heal Bell in Melmetal is no longer burned. They click U-turn as I go Buzzwole, they take damage. Now I sack Melmetal here, which I don't think was the best play, but So I click Sticky Webs here and then go into Xatu. They try to click Toxic, not surprisingly. And I just go right out into Powdon. They click Gyro Ball, and at this point, I just click Slack Off. They are out of half of their Gyro Balls. They Toxic onto my Powdon and set up a Leech Seed, but I can just Whirlwind them out. They actually get Urshifu, so I have a nice switch into Buzzwole if I want it. And I do go, and they do quite a lot with CC. Like, quite a lot of damage. They actually click Close Combat again, but I just click Roost. And then here I end up clicking Close Combat. That is quite the tongue twister. Just because I wanted to get some damage in case they go into Landorus. So here they go Dragonite, and I opt to just click Ice Punch, which unfortunately activates their weakness policy. And then I go Hippowdon on the dual wing beat, and unfortunately for them, they miss. And what this allows me to do is it means that I can live in Ice Punch and Whirlwind them out. Unfortunately, I do die because of Toxic, Now, however, I can go Umbreon, they go Lando, and I click Foul Play, which does a giant amount, which makes sense because they are choice banned, right? Just kidding. They are definitely not choice banned. They're just max attack. Okay. They are leftovers. Never mind. I thought this was the game with the choice banned Landorus. Anyways, like every great stall game, Ferrothorn versus Umbreon. I'm not really sure why they're not clicking Toxic, to be honest. Yeah, now they click it. That was weird. I still think it's my best play to just click Foul Play, though. Because, I mean, if I go Xatu and they click Gyro Ball, I've just given away my Xatu. So here I can just Wish Up and they Leech Seed. So at this point, probably not worth staying in that much longer. I go for Protect and I just get the Wish. And I am at 64%. They Draco here and I just click Foul Play. And unfortunately though, my Umbreon is very, very low health. So they go Landorus. And Buzzwole is just such a good Pokemon. Buzzwole, I think, is probably my favorite Pokemon in OU right now, because it checks Kartana, it checks Weavile, Lando T. It checks basically, like, top tier physical attackers. Most common ones, too. It's just great. Anyways, here, I have Xatu in against Toxapex. My Wish brings me back up to 68. And I can just go for another Wish, which will take me back up to 94 after Burn. They decide to go Landorus. Psyshock does still do a decent amount. And here I just go for a Wish thinking they'll U-turn, and I get Stone Edged, which plus Burn takes me out. This isn't actually that bad though, because I can just Protect and receive that Wish. The Wish will only be about 42% because of how Wish works, though. Now I can go into Buzzwole, though, and Earthquake does 11. So here I can click Ice Punch, and does nothing to Ferrothorn, and Rocky Helmet is annoying, and I just click Close Combat, and it almost dies, but they get a Toxic off on me. Now here, I just click Roost, right? Because I will die to Rocky Helmet plus Iron Barbs. And I mean, it's literally not possible for me to do that anymore. So they go Toxapex as I go Umbreon. After Rakwanid, they click Baneful Bunker. So we're getting good information about their set, right? And this is a very interesting endgame. Because here, so I get the Synchronize, which is good. But as they will reveal shortly, their fourth move is not something you normally see. Because normally you see like Haze, Toxic, sometimes even Gunk Shot for Tapu Fini, right? But there's a little bit more interesting. So anyway, Ferrothorn, Umbreon, I go out into Buzzwole, I get Toxic, which is honestly not great just because I only have 5 heal bells on Umbreon. I click Close Combat, but Lando T comes in. And, I mean, this is a pretty tight endgame. So they click Stealth Rock, right? And they actually opt to go out into Ferrothorn as I try to get a Toxic off on them. So here I can Leech Life, and I actually get a crit, which takes the Ferrothorn out of the picture, which is very good. Then I let my Araquanid die, although I don't think anything else on my team could take that Stone Edge. Umbreon can really not take that. So, both of our Pokemon are healed of their Toxic Poisoning. I can Protect here to get a little bit more health back, and then I can Wish Up, risking a crit there, but I think it's worth it to get Umbreon up to a better health point. So here now I have a pretty free Buzzwole if I want it. I don't think clicking Wish is the right move here. I think it's better just go Buzzwole, because I'm wasting valuable PP. And now I just wasted another Protect. So they go Toxapex. Toxapex is going to be very interesting to play around, because their last move is Sludge Wave. Now, fun fact, Buzzwole takes a lot of damage from Sludge Wave. Like 22%. So basically, what I'm seeing is I win this by, first of all, getting rid of Landorus is great. If I can do that, that's really good for the game. And second, getting rid of Landorus means Toxapex is there. And Toxapex has a lot of moves, right? But if I can remove Scald and Sludge Wave, then it can't touch my Buzzwole, right? And if I can remove just Sludge Wave alone, then Scald will still do a decent amount of damage, but I should be able to roost it off. Now here I make the mistake of staying in. I think going Umbreon is actually always better, because then I have the ability to just like Heal Bell, or I could even stay normal poisoned. So they click Baneful Bunker when I'm obviously going to roost, which is completely fine with me. And I mean, over these next 2 turns, I Thunder Punch, they Sludge Wave. They're obviously going to recover here. Or go Landorus, apparently. I guess that also works. Don't want to risk a crit. Or just a high roll. So here I do end up going into Umbreon, right? And from here, being poisoned, I think Heal Belling is not the right play. I think staying poisoned is actually better, because 12% each turn is not really that much. So basically, if I can just stall Toxapex, then I'm probably fine. So they click Scald, doesn't do anything. Burn is ideal, Poison is okay. I don't think I should ever be going into Buzzwole. Like, getting a Wish is good and all, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. So they Sludge Wave and don't get the poison there. But I mean, it's not really worth staying in. They click Baneful Bunker and I attack into it, which poisons me too. Quite a few misplays this game, I think. Just staying in. I mean, eventually I do get the idea that, oh, I just have to stall. Who would have thought it would take 107 turns to realize that I have to stall while playing stall? Anyways, it's been quite a while in this game. I think over the next few turns, Scald, Sludge Wave, Scald, they were just trying to burn me, which I'm completely fine with. Now here they have Landorus in, and they actually sack it just for 37% on Umbreon, which I think is completely fine. However, now they're the only Pokemon there, they can't even switch around. So I can just click Foul Play, and they're attacking. Scald, Sludge Wave, Sludge Wave, Scald, 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 Scald. They are clicking Scald more, which I think is definitely the right play. They try to Baneful Bunker. And here they Sludge Wave, they Scald, Sludge Wave. And eventually here they realize that they need to keep their Sludge Waves for Buzzwole, or at least their Baneful Bunkers, and that they really can't beat Umbreon. So here, they're just spamming Recover, right? And I can just Protect, Foul Play. I have barely any power points at this point. So I spend my last Foul Play doing 7% to the Toxapex. And now I Heal Bell. I make sure to keep 1 though, because 4 Baneful Bunkers and 4 Sludge Waves is still enough to poison my Buzzwole, right? Even with the 10% chance on Sludge Wave but Baneful Bunker is guaranteed, so I have to be careful of that. Wish comes true for me here, and they Baneful Bunker, which I kind of expected. So I get poisoned, right? This isn't actually too big of a deal, though, because they only have 4 Sludge Waves. I'm completely fine with them using Sludge Wave to attack me. Now they only have 3 Sludge Waves, and just 8 power points in general. So I can Roost here as they recover, and they only have 1 recover left, too. So, this is getting quite close. 2 Sludge Waves, right? 3 Baneful Bunkers. They use a Baneful Bunker here as I Roost, which is probably not the best use of their Baneful Bunkers. But I mean, I think just Baneful Bunkering and recovering is like the only thing they can do. Obviously, they should have recovered there, but, you know. I don't think they had much of a chance because I still had a Heal Bell and a Wish on Umbreon, so I think I would always win this. So that was supposed to be the first game. Now we get the long one. Yeah, the 145 turn one was the short one. So here they lead Aurorus, which is faster than my Powdon. Stealth Rock on the Landorus, and they U-turn right into Corviknight, and I click Whirlwind, I believe. Yep. And that actually brings in Aurorus, which is not actually ideal. It does take 25% though, which really isn't that bad. Here I can go into Melmetal as they click Freeze Dry and not Blizzard. I wonder what their set was. Were they like Freeze Dry, Earth Power? Maybe they're not Earth Power, because I feel like they probably still switch out on Melmetal. I don't know. I wonder what their set was. Anyways, Melmetal hurts from Corviknight, and Corviknight can just heal back up. This game, I'm gonna try to speed through it, okay? They go Arctivish, right? I click Earthquake, does 26%. Yes, I clicked Earthquake on the Landorus. I go into Araquanid, which is Water Bubble, and take 54%. But they switch out for some reason, so I can Sticky Web and then Leech Life. I mean, I'm not complaining. Giving me quite a lot of just free health, which is always cool. So here I get a Toxic off on the Aurorus, which is also pretty good. So even with the Wish, it's still not full health. I can go into Powdon here. Freeze Dry does do a giant chunk, but just winning the Weather War is important here. So Freeze Dry does not freeze me, fortunately. So now they go Corviknight, and I go Umbreon predicting this. Body Press, Wish. Araquanid gets my Wish. I go Xatu eventually. They Heal Bell. U-turn into Melmetal. Get it back at full. Go into a Powdon. Brave Bird does a lot to me, and even crit, but I can slack off. And I mean, this game gets a little bit repetitive. However, here, Arctivish Vicious Run, but doesn't kill me, so I can actually take it out with Double Iron Bash. I don't think that was a very good play by them. I think going Corviknight was a much better play, because it was pretty obvious I was Double Iron Bashing. Anyways, going here. I think this is the game with the Bandit and Landorus, actually. So they Brave Bird, and I mean, I can try to protect here. I'm not really gaining much except stalling out a Body Press, which, I mean, when you're playing stall is always good. So here I go Xatu as they Roost, and Hail ends. So now they go into their Zapdos, and I mean, we're turn 31 right now. Aurorus, I go Buzzwole, they switch out, I click Close Combat, does a lot, Rocky Helmet hurts, I go Powdon, and the reason Corviknight's so good is because pressure affects Stealth Rock, meaning that Defog, which is 24 PP, is actually 8 PP more than Stealth Rock, which has 32. So it's always, cool thing. Aurorus takes more damage. It seems like they don't really care about this Aurorus that much. They've Weather Ball, on, maybe it was Choice Scarf. I don't know. Maybe they were Choice Scarf Landorus. I'm pretty sure they were Choice though. They have Weather Ball, which I think is really cool. And then eventually, they sack their Aurorus for Auroraville. They also have Weather Ball on their Zapdos, which is less impressive. And I can just protect here on a Thunderbolt, stalling out Hail, so basically I have a free switch into Powdon, but I have a Brain Fart, and I let Xatu die, which is definitely not a smart move. Heat Wave does 41. But an important thing to remember is that Heat Wave has just as much PP as Powdon Slack Off. So if I can waste that Heat Wave on something like Araquanid or Umbreon, then that's definitely going to be very good. Here they're in with Umbreon, and I'm just trying to make this game go faster because, it's already been 20 minutes. But like turn 56, 4-5, I went into Buzzwole as they went Corviknight, then I double into Powdon on the Roost, and they click Defog. I click Stealth Rocks. We do this a few times, and eventually I'm able to get to the point where Leftovers takes me above how much Body Press does, basically. Brave Bird does 20, and I mean, it just keeps going on like this. So I got up to 55 here, and I just clicked Wish, I believe. Yep. Then I can click Protect and go Powdon, and basically the same cycle. They Body Press, I Wish, Protect, they go Zapdos or Landorus, Earthquake or Thunderbolt, and I do an insane amount of damage. That's why I thought that it was banded. Probably should have checked the calc on that though. Scarf would make more sense with Weather Ball, I think. Anyways, I can get a nice Ice Punch off on the Umbreon, and we luckily freeze. I was trying to predict a Zapdos or Landorus switch in, but I mean, I'll take what I can get. So we get the Umbreon there, which basically makes this game winnable. Now, problem with Body Press and Brave Bird on Corviknight. Body Press hits Melmetal and Umbreon super effectively. Brave Bird hits Buzzwole and Araquanid super effectively, which is why if I still had Xatu, that would make a giant difference in this game. But I mean, it was a misplay. These things happen. We're nearing turn 100 here, and Landorus is getting very chipped down, especially with my Rocky Helmet on Buzzwole. Landorus is down to just 7% now, and I can just protect with Melmetal. And I also, now, protecting with Melmetal is good for two reasons. One, switching Melmetal in on like Corviknight and stuff when I'm protecting the Brave Bird, or even if they go Zapdos or Landorus to Heat Wave or Earthquake, protecting allows me to recover with Leftovers. Like this one up from 30% to around 54%. Also, if they go Zapdos, I get to waste a Heat Wave. And this is very important, because in their set, so far the only thing that will do any damage to a Powdon is Heat Wave. Now, Powdon's used 5 Slack Offs, and Zapdos has used 3 Heat Waves. So every Heat Wave we waste means that Powdon will be better against Zapdos. So here we can go into Powdon, predicting the Thunderbolt after using Araquanid to take the Heat Wave. So we're basically accurate in Heat Waves and Slack Offs right now. They Heat Wave, I click Stealth Rock, and now we are even. So here they Heat Wave again, don't burn, and we click Whirlwind. However, Brave Bird won't kill me as long as they don't crit, but they just go for a defog anyways, and we can get a Slack Off. I think that they probably should have Brave Bird there, to be honest, because getting rid of a Powdon means Zapdos is much better. And I have Rocks up, right? So Whirlwind gets Landorus, and now Landorus is gone. So only Corviknight and Zapdos left, so now that's 5-2. We are halfway through the game. So yeah, I go Melmetal to get some more HP back. Try to protect, fails. And they're in Zapdos, so I protect again. And I'm getting so much HP back with Melmetal. I'm at 73%. I can go into Araquanid and they click Heat Wave. And then I can go Hippowdon. I think they clicked Heat Wave again here. They did. But now 9 Slack Offs, 6 Heat Waves. So it's definitely looking a lot better. Here they click Heat Wave and I have to click Slack Off because I'm not above 80%. And now I technically don't have to click Heat Wave, or Slack Off I mean, but I still do. Which I think is a bit of a misplay because now Heat Waves and Slack Offs getting closer. I think just clicking Stealth Rock is the best play. And just Whirlwinding. So here they just Weather Ball again. And I can Whirlwind. I have to keep my Hippowdon over 80% though, so that I can take 2 Heat Waves. That's really important. So I do Slack Off here. There you go, Zapdos. As I probably want Melmetal? No, I want Buzzwole actually. Buzzwole is not very good in this game. So we waste another Heat Wave, which is very good. And they Weather Ball, but I have to Slack Off. And now I don't actually have to Slack Off, so I can Whirlwind, Stealth Rock, or Earthquake. I end up just clicking Earthquake. I think Stealth Rock is a better play, to be honest. They click Weather Ball, and I clicked Earthquake again. Here I do have to click Slack Off, so if they click Weather Ball again, then we're even. And I do have to click Slack Off because 2 Heat Waves will kill me, obviously. Now I get to go into Umbreon as they Brave Bird, and I will be able to get 12% back because of Protect. And this means I can take the hit, and they go into Zapdos as I go Hippowdon. So this game took, it took a long time. So eventually Zapdos was running low on Heat Waves. I was running low on Slack Offs. Whirlwind was technically -1 because of pressure. That's fun. Brave Bird. I go into Melmetal on the Defog. They go Zapdos. And I try to click Protect. Now, they're probably going to click either Thunderbolt or Heat Wave, so I go into Powdon, and they click Roost, which is interesting. But we do know their last move now. I kind of suspected it was Roost because they weren't using it to attack me. I guess it could have been Volt Switch, but I feel like they would have clicked that instead of Thunderbolt in some situations. So here my Hippowdon has basically nothing to do. And just for this long time, basically, I see that every time I have my Melmetal in on their Corviknight, they're trying to switch into Zapdos, and I'm just protecting. So eventually, I see this and I'm like, okay, that's 12%. Let me click Toxic, right? Was it this play? Yep. So here I get a Toxic and I can protect on the Heat Wave. So now they only have 1 Heat Wave left. They don't use it though. I use my last Stealth Rock. They go Corviknight. And here I go Umbreon. So here I protect on the Defog. Now the good thing about protecting here is that it covers Body Press and Defog, because Defog doesn't get rid of the hazards if it can't lower someone's evasion. And they do Defog here, but I get a Wish Off. So here I can protect back up to full, stall Body Press, and basically because they lost Landorus, because they lost Umbreon, because they've used their Heat Waves on Zapdos, it makes it so that eventually I can stall these out of power points. Like they're Brave Birding on my Umbreon because I only have 4 Body Presses. Foul Play's doing 24. And even if I do get staticked, it doesn't really matter because I have Heal Bell. So I'm running really low on Foul Plays and everything. But they used a Body Press, which is always great information. I go Melmetal. Wasting a wish is not great, though. They go Zapdos, I click Toxic, because I didn't want to click Double Iron Bash on the Rocky Helmet. Hippowdon, Corviknight, and this basically goes on for a while, but it's pretty clear that I should win this game at this point. Because, I mean, really, they don't have much they can do. They have to click Roost to not die, basically, so I can click Earthquake. They go Corviknight. I just click Toxic. I think I should have clicked Earthquake there. Body Press does literally no damage. Literally nothing. I click Protect on a Defog. I click Earthquake here. They go down to 45, so they're at decently low HP, so they're trying to Roost, right? So I click Double Iron Bash. And now I see that they're roosting, so I mean, might as well click Earthquake, right? Or I could have clicked Double Iron Bash again, apparently. Would have thought I would Earthquake by then, but I guess not. There goes Zapdos as I went Hippowdon. Back to Corviknight, back to Melmetal. I Protect here. Thunderbolt still have that last Heat Wave. They click Weather Ball, which somehow does 70. I'm honestly surprised it did that much. Now here, they go Corviknight, I click Earthquake, I Protect, they click Brave Bird, and at this point, the game is pretty much over. I can click Earthquake here, and they don't die from that, but they try to Roost back up, and they die from the Earthquake. Then, I mean, they have basically only Brave Birds to hit me with, so I can basically just stall them out, and they ended up forfeiting with 1 Roost and 3 Brave Birds left. So, yeah, this was much longer than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I mean, yeah, stall takes a long time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you want the Pokepaste of the team, it's down in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye!